My name is Delia Gonçalves. I'm a reporter and anchor for WUSA9. I will naturally say that I'm a people person. That's the first thing that I think of. When I think of myself as a little girl, and my inspiration to pursue journalism, I always loved telling stories. I loved meeting people and talking to people, learning new things. I think I was naturally curious. And that's what you need to be a good reporter, is to be curious and ask questions and have a hunger for learning. So it started with that and the love of storytelling. I had a great English teacher in high school who really made me love journalism. He saw in me that I was a good writer. So he said, you might want to think about journalism. And that kind of opened up a whole new world. I didn't think about that. And, I do remember as a kid watching 2020, which was an old interview show with Barbara Walters. And I was just, a 10-year-old kid watching these interview shows and just so fascinated that you can learn so much about people and about other people's experiences and so much about the world by interviewing someone and asking questions. So that's what led me to pursue this career of learning, asking questions, and talking to people and meeting new people. The stories that I'm most passionate about, that really move me, are stories that impact the community. I love doing community stories, and that's not always like a human interest, fluffy story. That could be someone who lives in a home who has mold or some other issues with their landlord and they're not being heard. I know that as a reporter, I can go in and interview that person and elevate their issues and raise it to a certain platform and get them help. Those stories are my absolute favorite stories. If I can come in and use my platform to help people, that's the best story. Ask questions, right? So find someone who is doing what you want to do and try to get some real world experience. I just texted a young girl from Howard who was showing me her reel, showing me some stories that she just did. And I love it when young people see me and say, hey, I want to be a reporter one day, or I'm working, I'm studying journalism. I just love to, could I send you some stuff? Could I get some advice? I think seeking out experience, right? And try to get into either intern or shadow or volunteer in a newsroom. Talk to a reporter, find out what they do. Because you don't really know if you would like it and if it's for you until you actually see it. I have grown into confidence. And I am so inspired by the younger generation of girls, including our daughters, who have all of this moxie and confidence, and programs like Girls on the Run that really build up that confidence, because I feel like I've had to grow into it as an adult. So kudos, shout out to Girls on the Run for building that confidence in young girls starting out. Confidence begins with self-love and knowing who you are, understanding who you are, and knowing that you are enough. Not comparing yourself to anyone else. It is your race, right? When you just talking about Girls in the Run, that it is your race. You can't look to the side. If you look to the side to see who's on the side of you or who's behind you, you're going to slow down. because you're comparing yourself to the people who are in front of you, next to you, behind you. You're going to slow down and you won't run your own race. So you have to stay focused on who you are, what your skills are, what your strengths are. If I'm at a breaking news scene and the stakes are really high and I'm about to go on TV and I feel like my adrenaline and my nervous energy is like through the roof, I take deep breaths and I have affirmations that I say to myself. You can accomplish this. You can do this. Whether it's like before I anchor, it's clear, concise, be yourself. Clear, concise, be yourself. Speak clearly, be concise with your words, like sharp, and be yourself and stay focused. So those are things I say to myself. And so I think there's real power in speaking kind words and empowering words to yourself. The more you say it, the more you believe it, the more you live it.